As fireworks lit up skies around the globe to usher in the new year, one of Russia's most prized warriors, the Mi-8 HIP helicopter, plunged into the Black Sea. On December 31st, a grainy black-and-white video emerged on the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's official channels. It captured the helicopter's desperate flight as it attempted to escape from an unexpected challenger rising from the sea. The pursuer was a small, crewless vessel, unwilling to let the Mi-8 escape. Armed with enough firepower to confront most of Ukraine's arsenal, the Mi-8 was suddenly reduced to deploying infrared flares as a last attempt to avoid destruction. Yet, these efforts proved useless against the heat-seeking missile homing in. Luck, it seemed, had abandoned the Russians. The video closed with the helicopter's dramatic descent, framed against the echoes of Christmas carols, ending with a single message, quote, "Happy New Year, 2025. A historic victory. As Ukraine closed the year claiming victory, Russian bloggers reluctantly echoed the story, quote, "Here is the first defeat of the Mi-8 helicopter by fire from an anti-aircraft Ukrainian. This danger has been observed with missiles capable of hitting air targets in the spring of 2024. Though independent verification of the incident has not been confirmed, all signs indicate that Ukraine has indeed reached one of its biggest combat successes in the war, a triumph months in the making. During the summer, Ukraine unveiled a pivotal upgrade to its uncrewed surface vessels, also referred to as USVs, a revolutionary weapon that has reshaped the Black Sea conflict. Footage from the Ministry of Defense had previously revealed these vessels were being equipped with infrared-guided Vimpel R-73 missiles, an enhancement likely tailored to neutralize the Russian assault helicopters that have dominated the skies for much of the war. The vessel involved in this operation, the Mogora V5, developed by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, has introduced a new way to conduct naval offensives in the region. Outfitted with advanced cameras, GPS navigation, and artificial intelligence, it can strike warships, ports, air defenses, and critical infrastructure from up to 500 miles away. When combined with the power of the R-73 missile, this uncrewed warrior is able to elevate Ukraine's maritime warfare to an entirely new and more destructive level, apparently outpowering Russian forces. Drone wars. Ukraine's journey into drone warfare began long before the current conflict, taking root after Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014. These early investments in aerial and naval uncrewed systems were born as a necessity to counter Russia's military dominance, yet evolving into one of Ukraine's most promising weapons. In the beginning, Ukrainian drones, such as the Sea Baby, were largely kamikaze in nature, single-use weapons designed for effective strikes at the cost of their own destruction. These early systems proved useful, targeting stationary assets like docked ships and critical port facilities. Yet their one-way missions inherently limited their potential. While destructive, they lacked the flexibility needed to fully challenge Russia's military superiority. The arrival of the Mogora V5 changed everything. Unlike its predecessors, it can navigate autonomously for extended periods, adapting to various combat scenarios. It carries a versatile array of payloads, from precision missiles to advanced reconnaissance systems, allowing it to shift seamlessly from striking warships and aerial targets to gathering critical intelligence. The strategic use of these advanced drones has forced Russia to devise countermeasures in record time, hastily adapting its tactics to counter the rising menace. Back in May, the first public sighting of a Ukrainian USV armed with infrared-guided missiles threatened to destabilize the Russian Navy, prompting them to deploy assault helicopters like the Ka-29 Helix B to intercept the menace. During one encounter, a USV managed to execute a series of evasive maneuvers, slipping through enemy fire before ultimately succumbing, most likely to direct Russian gunfire. But just months later, Ukrainian USVs returned with newfound lethality. Armed with the R-73 Sea Dragon missiles, the Mogora V5s appeared ready to become a nightmare for Russian aircraft, striking with infallible precision and rendering even the Mi-8 HIP helicopter vulnerable. A weapon reimagined. Ironically, the R-73 missile, codenamed AA-11 Archer by NATO, was born in the Soviet Union in the 1980s as an air-to-air weapon meant to ensure Soviet dominance in dogfights. Equipped on aircraft like the MiG-29, Su-27, and Su-35, the missile boasts a range of approximately 19 miles at altitude and a razor-thin minimum engagement range of just under 1,000 feet, making it as lethal in close quarters as it is at a distance. At the heart of the R-73 lies its infrared seeker, an advanced system cooled by cryogenics to distinguish targets even in cluttered thermal environments, slicing through the haze of heat signatures where aircraft blend into their surroundings to lock on to their target. However, the missile's crown jewel is its high-off foresight capability, allowing it to pursue targets up to 40 degrees off its center line in its standard configuration and up to 75 degrees in upgraded models like the R-74. This capability, coupled with helmet-mounted sights, means that a pilot can simply look at a target to bring the missile's seeker to life. For decades, militaries worldwide have marveled at the missile's versatility, adapting it as a makeshift surface-to-air defense weapon. Yet Ukraine has transcended this approach by integrating the R-73 into its Mogora V-5 uncrewed surface vessels. This adaptation demanded significant modifications, adjusting the missile's launch system for autonomous operations and building a control interface capable of guiding it from a surface platform. When paired with the Mogora V-5's advanced targeting systems, the R-73 transforms into a weapon capable of chasing and destroying most aerial threats. AI taking on the battlefield. But aside from the R-73 missiles, Ukraine's latest victory over Russian aircraft seems to have introduced a new, perhaps even more menacing weapon against their enemy: artificial intelligence. Uncrewed surface vessels, like the Sea Baby and Mogora V-5, already showcase some AI-driven combat. These vessels are reportedly equipped to carry out autonomous missions with minimal human intervention, using advanced ballistic programs for automatic guidance and target acquisition. Paired with AI-integrated electro-optical and infrared cameras, these USVs could routinely engage targets in both the skies and the sea, from Mi-17 helicopters to Raptor patrol boats. If Ukraine continues to refine its AI capabilities, the possibilities could revolutionize the battlefield. Autonomous naval fleets would be able to patrol the Black Sea, coordinating seamlessly to detect and neutralize submarines, mines, and other maritime threats. These fleets could ensure safe passage for civilian shipping while maintaining an omnipresent offensive threat against Russian naval assets. On land, similar advancements could lead to the deployment of AI-enabled uncrewed ground vehicles. These machines could carry out logistics, reconnaissance, and even direct combat. In high-risk environments, such vehicles could reduce human casualties without losing effectiveness. Beyond direct combat, Ukraine's AI-powered drones could offer unparalleled real-time battlefield analysis. With learning algorithms capable of predicting enemy strategies and identifying critical targets, these systems could provide Ukraine with a strategic edge, enabling precision strikes that devastate key enemy positions. However, for Ukraine to capitalize on these advancements, it must build upon its recent successes, perfecting its battlefield tactics before Russia can adapt. Russia strikes back. With the introduction of advanced drones into Ukraine's arsenal, Russia has been forced to rethink its tactics, initiating strategic withdrawals to mitigate its growing losses. Ukrainian Navy Chief, Vice Admiral Alexei Nishpapa, highlighted the impact, noting, quote, "The Russian Navy's Black Sea Fleet has been forced to rebase nearly all its combat-ready warships from occupied Crimea to other locations." However, reports suggest Russia may be preparing for a far more aggressive counteroffensive to neutralize Ukraine's technological edge. Among the rumored developments, Russia is reportedly experimenting with World War I-style blimps equipped with giant nets to combat Ukraine's drone strikes. Unveiled at a St. Petersburg conference, the barrier system consists of unmanned airships operating at altitudes of up to 1,000 feet. These airships are designed to intercept and entangle incoming drones mid-flight, reducing the effectiveness of their strikes. Before the year ended, Russia escalated further by launching a hypersonic intermediate-range ballistic missile at the city of Dnipro, shortly after Ukraine struck Russian territory with advanced Western-supplied missiles, including US-made ATACMS and British Storm Shadow missiles. Marking the first use of such a weapon in the conflict, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called it a, quote, clear and severe escalation. Vladimir Putin warned, quote, "The regional conflict in Ukraine, previously provoked by the West, has acquired elements of a global character." But even as Russia hints at deploying increasingly advanced and dangerous weaponry, Ukraine's resolve remains unbroken. Just days after Ukraine's historic success against the Russian Mi-8 helicopter, officials revealed that a second aircraft had also been struck. Kirill Budanov, head of Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, confirmed, quote, "The second one, by the way, was also hit. It managed to reach the airfield and make an emergency landing." Now, as the conflict seems to enter an even more dangerous phase, both sides appear ready to take their combat to the next level with more advanced weapons set to change the face of combat in the region.